Hi folks, it's Marcus here at UK BBQ School, and today I'm going to be cooking a whole rib cage of pork. It's not very often you can get one of these. This is a whole side rib cage of pork, as you can see, like that, with some nice meat on the top, and it comprises of two parts. So you've got the belly ribs here and the baby back ribs here. Normally they're separated, but in this case we've got a whole rack to cook, which is quite nice and just something a bit different really. What I'm going to be doing today, I've got my Somerset Grills Asado set up with some cherry wood. I'm going to rake that down to embers, and then I'm going to have a hot side and then a slightly cooler side for slow cooking, and I'm just going to hang this over the embers and cook it until it's done. I'm going to cook so that I hold my hand at the cooking level for 3 or 4 seconds, so that should give me a nice sort of 140, 150, maybe 160 degrees C, something like that to cook out, which should be perfect for these ribs. So what we're going to do is remove the membrane. I get a blunt knife like this, and I just gradually work onto the membrane there, and all I'm doing is levering it up. Try not to pierce it if you can. Levering it up so you can get a thumb under there. Once you can get a thumb under there, get some paper towel and you can remove it. It doesn't always come apart in one piece. Don't worry if it doesn't. Especially a big rack like this, sometimes you need a couple of goes at it, but it's worth removing. I always do this with pork ribs, but I don't with beef ribs. That's the skirt there. I'm not going to trim that up. I'm going to remove any little tags of fat and sinew like that. I'm just going to go for salt. Okay, so I've got some homemade chimichurri here that I'm going to brush onto these ribs. Okay, so these look absolutely amazing, these ribs. Nice big rack like this. I'm going to turn it over and cuts nice and tender. That chimichurri on the top. You don't see chimichurri with pork very often, but it goes really nicely. Sad face, happy face when I've got ribs. So lovely and tender. Bone nice and clean. They've got a lovely almost roast porkiness about them compared to sort of normal ribs. Absolutely delicious. So if the only way you cook ribs is on a smoker, then have a look at trying them in a different way. Trust me, you'll not be disappointed. That chimichurri just works so well. You can taste the cherry smoke on them. And how about that lovely long bone there? These are pretty special and something a little bit different. Give them a try. Chimichurri, whole rack of ribs, done.